Joining me now, as he does every week at this time, is the host of the US Report on Sky News, 1/3 of The Outsiders, James Morrow. James, as we near the end of a big week in US politics, how do you see the wash-up of this, both legally and politically, for Donald Trump?
Well, legally, I think that he's probably in the clear on this one. Everybody who I've spoken to, including a lot of Democrats who are legal experts, people like that, they say there's no way these charges really are going to go anywhere. They're very dusty old charges. Politically, though, this is a question nobody can quite answer, because Republicans now have a real choice. Do they now stick with the Donald Trump who they know has all these issues and is going to have other legal cases, but they feel like he's being really hard done by, and it kind of proves all of the things he said. But then if they go with him, they're going to listen to him talk about the stolen election, the prosecutions and all this, and not the vision for the country. I think that DeSantis really is going to wind up being a more appealing play in the long run. Interesting polling today came out today. Both DeSantis and Trump each beat Biden in a head-to-head, one by 7 points, one by 6 points. Yeah. So the Republicans are looking good in general here.
Yeah, indeed. So that would be unbelievable, wouldn't it, in terms of the history of US politics, for a president to lose, to come back a term later and to win, to have that opportunity to do that. But if that's the polling, that's a realistic scenario, you guess, particularly with that rusted-on base that would vote for Trump regardless of what happens in the legal world.
Well, but the problem with that, Kieran, as we've discussed previously, is that if you do that, if you bring Trump in, you get everything that goes along with Trump. Whereas if you get Ron DeSantis in, he's much more of a normal guy and normal what you'd think about a presidential candidate. And the concern, as I keep saying, is that once you start this cycle of indicting each other and all of this sort of thing, it's never going to end, and America will be a very different place for the trouble.
Indeed. The one scenario with DeSantis, while he is a more compelling proposition, no doubt about it, age, his the family, the whole package is, an attractive political proposition. I guess the challenge would be then, and you and I have discussed this one as well, is then how do you absorb all of those votes that are so rusted on to the former president?
Yeah, well, it would have to be some sort of thing where Donald Trump actually said, DeSantis is my guy. I just don't see that happening. And that's the great danger is, do you lose those Republicans who don't turn out because they think, he's an establishment candidate or a rhino candidate somehow? I don't know how they come up with this, but they decide that, and say, but they're still going to appeal to the middle America, suburban America, centrist America that is tired of Joe Biden. They see that he's a man obviously in decline, and that the economy has gotten worse. The world has become a more dangerous place under Joe Biden. These are incontrovertible facts, and that they want somebody different on the Republican side, but not a Trump, to go the distance.
When we look at this scenario, as we've watched US politics, not just US, Australian politics, we're still talking a long way away, aren't we? It's an eternity, really, in political terms, through the primaries to the presidential race. There's a whole heap of things that can happen, not to mention the fact that we're talking about two individuals, the favourites to be the contenders, who are around 80 years of age.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. And that's why I just think age, whichever party puts up the younger candidate first, winds up locking in support for a long time. And that's why I think the Republicans should still go with Ron DeSantis, despite all the claims, Trump's claims to being the victim.